Hey there. Distractions can change everything. You can be right on track, you can be going for what you need, and you keep getting distracted. Does it ever seem like one thing after another, after another, after another is going on, and you just kind of lose track of where you're going, what you're doing, what you're focusing on? How do you change that? Stay tuned.
Okay, guys, so if you're on your spiritual journey and you're manifesting and you're doing all that you need to do to raise your vibration, first of all, let me tell you that right now we are in a heavy energy time. Anybody who knows really anything about energy or anything about spiritual matters, you know that we're in a really heavy time, that we are in, some people call it the last days. I don't know because I know, excuse me, that's my kitty cat. Sorry. Um, I know that nobody knows the date or time. So, but we really are in a heavy energy time. We're in a time where people, like if you've noticed, people are, it's like they can't hide their true selves anymore. They can't pretend to be something they aren't. Negative sides of people are coming to the surface. People that are really trying their best to live by the word are being slammed and hammered bad. Um, you're not imagining that. Then we're having physical symptoms as well, ringing in the ears, dizziness, body aches more than normal, different physical manifestations are coming to the surface. So sorry, my kitty's just being a little pooper right now. She keeps trying to get in front of the camera. So if you're going through this stuff, hey, it can be extremely distracting. But if you're doing your best and you're keeping to your spiritual goals, and if you're really raising your vibration, your spiritual life has everything to do with every other aspect of your life, your career, your relationships, every other aspect of your life, because you can't separate your spiritual life from the rest of your life. I remember a time before I really came to know the truth. That's what I did. I compartmentalized. So my marriage would be here, my career would be here, my spirituality would be here, and you really can't do that. Your spiritual beliefs, they are who you are. They're not just something you do. It's who you are. So you cannot separate it. And let me tell you, if you are a true believer, if you're walking around awake, if you're not one of the walking asleep, you're getting slammed in some way, shape, or form. So, what do you do when you're trying to manifest and you're trying to get things the way they should be? And all these things keep happening. Well, one of the ways that the enemy attacks is through distractions. And what are these distractions? Well, we all have distractions in life. You could be, especially if you're going down the right path, it could be somebody gossiping about you. It could be some kind of big thing happening at work. It could be a major financial issue that comes out of the blue. We're realizing people are showing their true colors. It could be betrayal of a friend. It could be something as minor as the people around you are really in a bad mood, or it seems like they've turned against you. It could be gossip. It could be, things happening at work. All these different things. If you seem to be getting slammed in different places, it could be an attack. It could be the enemy attacking you through distraction. He could also mess with your mind, make you feel clouded, make you feel like you can't focus. That's also a distraction. Maybe all of a sudden, um, you have these aches and pains. That's a distraction. You go to start working on your spiritual work and the phone rings. That's a distraction. You just can't, sorry, your kitty keeps getting in the way. That's a distraction. And my kitty wouldn't get out of the way, so I had to actually move. But think about it this way, like if you're driving a car, right? You have to look ahead to where you're going. You have a rear view mirror, and then you have your peripheral vision. Now we know that we have to look ahead, but we also have to at the same time keep our field of vision open. We have to be able to see out of our peripheral vision, keep looking in the rear view, look straight ahead, all kind of at the same time. I remember when I was teaching one of my sons to drive, I can't remember which one, but I was trying to explain this, and he said, "Oh man, I'll never be able to do that." But you are, and it sounds impossible, right? I mean, when somebody's just speaking it to you, but when you actually get in the driver's seat and you start to do it, you realize, okay, I can do this. But what happens when you're driving along and you're focused and something comes up in your peripheral vision on the side of the road? What happens when you focus on that? When you take your eyes off the center and off where you're going and you start to focus on something on the side, what happens? You veer off to what you're focusing on. And that's what the enemy is hoping that we'll do with these distractions, is he's hoping that we'll veer off into the distraction. Does that make sense to you? So what we need to do, okay, so you get up in the morning, you need to put some time aside, even if it's only 5 minutes, to be grateful, to praise, and you'll always, no matter what your situation is, there's something to be grateful for. If you have to even search for it, do it. Get yourself in the vibration of gratitude, because that's going to raise your vibration. Next, you want to be in forgiveness always. You know what? None of us are perfect. Think of yourself as forgiven and forgive others. Okay? You don't want it. Bitterness is only going to cause negativity. And when you walk in forgiveness and love, you're going to have a protective shield around you. So gratitude, forgiveness, and belief. You have to believe, remember who he is and who you are through him. Okay? And through that, we can do anything. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay? So get yourself in that mindset. And then, I like to actually write things down. I keep an appointment book. And the more that I do that, the more focused I am on that, the more that I am able to move ahead and do what I need to do. You find your own way that works. And I do, if you need them, I have classes on that, on how to get to where you're going and how to organize, and not necessarily organize like around you, but organize for your career or for your relationship or whatever it is in order to go forward. But so however you do that, even if it's not in the morning, if you've forgotten, you've let the distractions get a hold of you, whatever time of day it is, even if it's at night, whatever, start over again. We can always start over. That's the beauty of this. And you can get your manifestations, but not if you're falling for the distractions. So the way not to, like I said, just think of that driving scenario. All they are is distractions, and what the enemy is trying to do is he's trying to make you focus on the distraction. Don't focus on the distraction. Focus on that goal. Focus on what you want to manifest. And we can manifest immediately. Call that which is not as if it is, and bring it to yourself in faith. Walk in gratitude, forgiveness, belief, and in faith. Call it out there. Close your eyes. I tell people to do this, and this works, and I know it sounds crazy. Raise your vibration, walk in gratitude, belief, forgiveness. Make sure there's no bitterness in there. Cleanse that out. And then just close your eyes and grab whatever you feel you need to grab, like whatever goes by you, even if you're not sure what it is. Oh, that's colorful. Let me grab that. Put it in your spiritual toolbox. And know, okay, thank you for giving me the tools that I need to reach that goal today. And you watch how things start manifesting in your life. All right, guys, don't be distracted. Don't let the distractions get to you. And you know what else? Lean on each other. No man is an island. We need, people say, oh, don't be afraid to reach out. And then people reach out and nobody responds. So remember that. Don't be afraid to reach out, but don't be afraid to respond. Maybe somebody needs, say, $1,000. And you don't have $1,000. But you might have 5. You might have that ride they need. You might have whatever. Give what you have, and then a little more. And don't be afraid to show what you need. You know what? If everybody operated that way, none of us would need anything. That's a sad truth, because people just don't do it anymore. As believers, we're supposed to be different than the world. We are justified at the moment that we believe. And then we're sanctified, and that takes time. But to be sanctified means that you're different, that you're set apart. And how can the world see that we're set apart if we don't behave as if we're set apart? Let's be there for each other, okay? Like I said, if somebody needs $1,000, you don't have $1,000, why not give them 5 or 10, 20, whatever? Give what you can and then a little more. You say you don't have time? Do you have 5 minutes? Give that 5 minutes and then a little more. Talk for 15. There's always something we can give. And like I said, if we all reach out when we need it and let people know we need something, and if we're all there on the giving end as well, none of us would need anything. Anyway, guys, stay focused, stay in faith. We are in pretty heavy times right now. If you need someone, reach out. I'm here. All right, leave a comment. All right, talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.